मैक्स हेल्थ केयर प्रेजेंट्स दिल की बात। भाई बड़ा मज़ा आया, दिन भर जो है बहुत सारे डॉक्टर से बात की, ऐसी चीज़ें पता लगी आज मेरे को हार्ट डिजीज़ के बारे में, कार्डियोवास्कुलर डिजीज़ के बारे में, जो मैंने कभी सोची भी नहीं थी। हर चीज़ आप जाके गूगल में नहीं सर्च कर सकते। यहाँ पर बैठ के इतने बड़े बड़े दिग्गजों के साथ जब बैठ कर ये सब कुछ सीखने का मौका मिला, आई रियली फील ऑनर्ड। और इसीलिए अब आज का जो रैपअप जो हम करने वाले हैं, ये दो बहुत ही कमाल के शख्सियत होने वाले हैं। एक तो मेरे साथ यहाँ पे बैठे हुए हैं और एक गुरुग्राम से हमारे साथ कनेक्ट करने वाले डायरेक्टली। तो आज मेरे साथ कौन है आपको बता दो, लेकिन एक सवाल है। वी हैव ऑलवेज नोन दैट देयर इज अ कनेक्शन बिटवीन द हेड एंड द हार्ट। दिल की सुनो या दिमाग की, बट इज देयर मोर टू दिस कनेक्शन? कैन डिप्रेशन एंड स्ट्रेस कॉज अ हार्ट अटैक? आर मंडे मॉर्निंग ब्लूज फॉर रियल? Today, when there's so much conversation about mental health, we should know if it can trigger physical health issues too. We're discussing mental health, stress and their connections to heart health. और इस बारे में बात करने के लिए आज मेरे साथ यहाँ पर स्टूडियो में है डॉक्टर मधुसूदन सिंह सोलंकी, सीनियर कंसल्टेंट मेंटल हेल्थ एंड बिहेवियरल साइंसेज, मैक्स सुपर स्पेशलिटी हॉस्पिटल साकेत. He is an experienced psychiatrist in Delhi NCR, specializing in general adult psychiatry, psychopharmacotherapy, geriatric mental health, patient empowerment and holistic healing. He is an award-winning specialist who has authored many research papers and course content for upcoming psychiatrists. और हमारे साथ रिमोटली जुड़ रहे हैं डॉक्टर अरविंद दास, सीनियर डायरेक्टर NHOD कार्डियोलॉजी, मैक्स हॉस्पिटल गुरुग्राम. He has more than 24 years experience in interventional cardiology, specializing in coronary angioplasty and complex device implantation. After completing his training in pacing and electrophysiology at the Royal Melbourne Hospital in Australia, he moved to India and joined Max Healthcare. His core competence, however, is in developing and maintaining relationships with patients for better treatment outcome. तो डॉक्टर साहब बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आप यहाँ पर आए. मैं आपसे जानना चाहता हूँ डॉक्टर मधुसूदन कि वी कीप टॉकिंग अबाउट स्ट्रेस ऑल द टाइम, बट व्हाट मेडिकली एग्जैक्टली इज स्ट्रेस? व्हाट आर द साइंस एंड सिम्टम्स ऑफ हैविंग स्ट्रेस? ये इसलिए जानना जरूरी है ताकि अगर हमारे आसपास किसी को हमें पता तो लगे.
Right. It's a very pertinent question.
जी.
So basically, if I talk medically, stress is a reaction that happens in your mind and body
जी.
when you perceive threatened by a situation. Suppose if you are feeling threatened by a situation, there happens a reaction inside us.
True.
Our sympathetic system is activated. There is an HPA axis, I am not taking the full form,
जी.
that is activated. It results in releasing of certain chemicals, neurochemicals, hormones, and these all things acting together produce certain symptoms in our body and mind which we call stress. If I talk in layman terms, stress is what happens when you are dealing with your problems. It's a result of the constant struggle between you and your problems.
जी.
Usually we manage our problems, so the stress goes down. We come out stronger through the problem. That way we increase our stress resilience.
Wonderful.
In a way we become stronger. So some amount of stress is good for us, and that there is a term for it called eustress.
Eustress.
Yeah. And distress is bad stress, eustress is good stress.
Oh.
So eustress is good for us because it helps us preparing, taking action, planning. It motivates us for taking action.
Right.
So it's good for us. The problem happens in two cases. One, either the stressor is overwhelming. You just cannot cope with it. Or in the process of dealing with the problem, your capacity is exhausted. It is at that time stress, as we understand in layman terms, manifests. And there are certain signs and symptoms. If we talk about that, beginning with changes in sleep, either you sleep too much or too little, changes in your weight, you put on weight, you lose weight, changes in physical health, like you feel exhaustion, fatigue, tiredness, problems with digestion, your immunity goes down, so you fall sick very often.
अच्छा.
Yeah, it's very important these days,
Yeah,
we all want to have good immunity, so you have to take care of your stress. Then mood and behavioral changes. You start feeling anxious, you feel low, sad, lack of interest in things, you procrastinate a lot, you withdraw from activities,
Yeah.
you avoid people,
Yes.
you become irritable, restless, even changes in your thinking pattern, and we call it cognition,
Yeah.
like forgetfulness, mind going blank, racing of thoughts, not able to concentrate. all these things can happen, and you can see देखो, it is affecting all the domains of your life, your physical health, your mental health, your cognition, your thinking capability.
Right.
So it starts affecting you in all the domains. So that's how stress manifests.
Right. I'll quickly cut across to Gurgaon right now, to Gurugram. Dr. Arvind Das is with me. Dr. Arvind Das, मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूँगा कि क्या स्ट्रेस से can it really trigger a medical condition, like for example a heart problem?
Okay, so stress is definitely very strongly related to heart attacks or acute coronary syndromes, as we call them in our language. Normally, a person has heart attacks if he has one of the 5 risk factors, which means either he's a diabetic, or he smokes, or he has high blood pressure, or he has high cholesterol, or there's a family history of heart disease. Now, these 5 are the main risk factors for a heart attack to happen. Sometimes these risk factors are there and the patient is absolutely fine. And these, if you ask me personally, these risk factors account for only 50% of the problem. The next 50% is actually stress. Because once you are stressed in work, stressed at home, if there is general stress around, then your smoking increases, your blood pressure increases, your diabetes worsens. And more than that, what stress does is it makes the deposits in your coronary artery unstable, something that we refer to as plaque rupture. And plaque rupture basically means that you have a 15-20% block in the arteries, and suddenly because of stress, that 15 to 20% will break out from the artery, move down in the bloodstream and completely block the artery. So stress causes plaque rupture, and in my experience I have found that it is responsible for 50% of those problems which patient present with in the emergency.
जी, ये बार बार सुनने को मिलता है डॉक्टर साहब कि Monday is the day when most of the heart attacks happen. Is that true? Is it really Monday stress related?
So that question would I don't think it would be a very there would be a very scientific explanation for it, because we are working 24/7 Monday through Sunday, and we see patients every day. Now, to pick on the fact that Monday is a day when people have to rush to office and there would be office stress, I would not say that, at least in my practice I have not seen that happen. Yes, early morning presentation is very well known that most of the patients would present with an acute heart attack situation early in the morning. So somewhere between 4 to 7 o'clock in the morning. That is well known. But typically this would be an observation by someone that Monday seems to be the day when more cardiac events happen. But if you ask me personally, we've not analyzed from that point of view as yet.
Ji. Right, Dr. Das, I'm just going to come back to you. Dr. Madhusudan, coming back to you, when this is someone is having a nervous breakdown, ये बड़ा सुनने को मिलता है यार, I'm having a nervous breakdown. लोग तो ऐसे ही बोल देते हैं आराम से. Can a nervous breakdown actually cause a heart attack?
See, first we need to understand what is a nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
It is not a medical term, although it is very commonly used.
Oops.
But it's not a medical term. A nervous breakdown or a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
It denotes a state of very severe intense stress,
Yeah.
anxiety and fear,
Right.
which cripples you to the extent इतना आपको तोड़ देती है, you cannot take care of your daily routine even. It usually happens due to some acute stress in your life, due to severe depression or anxiety or psychosis, where you feel so much of intense stress that you just can't take care of yourself, take care of others, do your work. Means it simply becomes impossible to do the day-to-day routine things in life.
That sounds like marriage.
So that is what is a nervous breakdown. Now coming to your question, can it affect the heart?
Ji.
Yes. See, studies have indicated the stress in short term and long term
Yeah.
both affects the heart health. Rather, there is a syndrome called broken heart syndrome where sudden intense stress can cause stress cardiomyopathy. I think Dr. Das will explain better about it.
Yeah.
And chronic stress, chronic depression, anxiety also predisposes you for having heart attacks later in life.
Oh Lord. तो स्ट्रेस को थोड़ा कंट्रोल में रखना है. डॉक्टर दास, आपसे पूछना चाहूँगा कि कैसे डिस्टिंग्विश करें कि एक अगर हार्ट पेन हो रहा है वो वाकई में ट्रू हार्ट पेन है या स्ट्रेस रिलेटेड मस्कुलर पेन है. हाउ डू वी मतलब डिसाइड दैट, कैसे पता लगेगा?
So that is actually very important. That is very important in the sense that and this is what I tell my patients, that you should, when you have chest pain, you're looking at 3 or 4 things. Number one, the character of pain. If you have a piercing pain, or if you have a burning pain, or if you have a dull aching pain, these are not characters of angina or heart pain. The classical heart pain is a squeezing type of pain, as if someone is squeezing your chest, or please put a rock on your chest. It's never a piercing pain, it's never a burning pain, it's never a dull aching pain. So that is the character. Number 2 is the duration of pain. The heart pain is never for seconds and certainly not for hours. It is usually there for about 3 to 4 to 5 minutes. Anything more than 15 to 20 minutes is either a major heart attack or not from the heart at all. So if sometimes patients come to me and tell me that the whole night they were having pain, very less likely to be from the heart. Or if they say the pain just comes and goes, very unlikely. So typically it will last for a few minutes, 4 to 5 minutes. So that's the duration. Number 3 is a heart pain usually happens on exertion. So if you walk, you will have chest discomfort. When you sit down, it should get better. If you're having pain when you're lying down or resting or after food, think of it as a different cause of chest pain and not really a heart pain. And finally, the heart pain is usually associated with some sweating. So in a line, if I were to describe a typical heart pain, it will be a squeezing type of chest pain lasting for a few minutes, precipitated by exertion, and a mild sweating.
जी डॉक्टर साहब, और ये जो कार्डियक एंजाइटी की बात होती है, हाउ डू यू गेट रिड ऑफ एंजाइटी इन योर चेस्ट?
So typically, we see in our OPD 2 types of patients. We see some patients who by nature are stressed. Now these are young individuals who have anxiety and panic, and they have stress. Their predominant feature is stress, and that stress can manifest in terms of like a chest pain, something that we refer to as cardiac neurosis. It can also manifest as acute abdominal pain, and they come to the emergency and you see them getting an ultrasound done every time. So that you should have the ability to distinguish whether stress is first and that is manifesting itself as a cardiac pain, then it would be referred to as cardiac anxiety or cardiac neurosis. That is one set. The other set of patients are patients in whom stress precipitates a heart event, and we talk to such patients. It takes only 2 minutes to distinguish which set or which subgroup does this person belong to.
जी, I'll quickly just one more question. अभी जो डॉक्टर मधुसूदन भी कह रही थी, he was talking about the broken heart syndrome. इस पर थोड़ा elaborate करेंगे आप? Is this for real? मेडिकल कंडीशन है ये ब्रोकन हार्ट सिंड्रोम? सुनने में बड़ा रोमांटिक लग रहा है.
Okay, so broken heart syndrome is something which is a recent phenomena. It was certainly not described when we were students or when we were studying cardiology. If I remember correctly, it was described somewhere around 2006, 2007, probably 2008. That is the time it was described. It is a real thing. Now, and it's been given this lovely name, but the original name is called Takotsubo cardiomyopathy. It was described by a Japanese cardiologist whose name was Takotsubo. Typically, the way it manifests is that it usually happens in patients who are very anxious. Sometimes those patients who are going to undergo a major surgery like an orthopedic surgery or a large gynecological surgery, they are so stressed that they release this huge number of adrenaline hormones into the body, and these hormones do is they cause constriction of the heart arteries, and the entire artery of the heart goes into a kind of a spasm. There is no supply of blood to the heart, and the patient presents like a heart attack. The ECG is exactly like a heart attack. The patient's echo is exactly like a heart attack. All the blood tests are abnormal. The good bit is when you take them to the cath lab and do their angiography, it is all normal. So they do not have blockages in the arteries. And it's typically referred to as broken heart syndrome because of a particular structure the echo or the LV angio looks, in which the heart, it appears as if the heart has actually been broken down into two parts.
थैंक यू डॉक्टर दास. डॉक्टर मधुसूदन, कोई रेड फ्लैग्स हैं विच विच कैन इंडिकेट कि कोई कुछ मेंटल हेल्थ इशू है किसी को, या वन शुड सीक हेल्प, या अपने लिए भी है. कई बार क्या होता है कि हम ये कहते हैं कि दूसरे को हो, हमें पता लग जाए, पर खुद के लिए भी जानना ज़रूरी है कि साइकेट्रिक इवेल्यूएशन स्ट्रेस के लिए अगर मुझे चाहिए, मुझे कैसे पता होगा?
Right, so very pertinent question. See, red flags in psychiatry or mental health, they are all about, mostly they are about frequency, intensity and duration of the symptoms we experience to a lesser degree on a day-to-day basis. For example, if you feel low for a couple of days, it is normal.
Yeah.
But if you are persistently sad for more than 15 days, it's a red flag. Similarly, if you feel anxious for some time, like in a situation like before an exam, suppose you are feeling anxious, we all feel anxious at times, that's normal. But if the anxiety is overwhelming you, it's continuing for a very long time, or it's happening very frequently, then you should seek help. Another very important red flag is that many people, as it is hard day, many people, they go to emergency thinking they have a heart attack, but it turns out that all the investigations are normal. All heart related investigations are normal. They may be having panic attack disorder, which is an episode of sudden intense anxiety mimicking a heart attack. So that is also a red flag. If all your heart investigations are normal, you should seek mental health care rather than cardiac health care.
जी.
Right? Another thing is your substance use going up. Suddenly if you find your alcohol use is increasing, your smoking is increasing, that means there is some problem with your emotional or mental health you are trying to address through these substances, or you are getting hooked onto them.
Right.
Right? Apart from that, certain mood and behavioral changes, like somebody is becoming withdrawn, he was outgoing earlier, now he is withdrawn, he is talking to himself, or there are symptoms like paranoia, or if a person is aggressive and violent, if a person is threatening self-harm or has done something like that in past, these are also red flags. In nutshell, if I say any mood or behavioral change which is persistently causing problem in your personal life, relational life or work life is a potential red flag,
Red flag.
and you should seek help. तो ये सारी चीज़ें अगर हम ध्यान में रखें, खासकर सेल्फ हार्म, एग्रेसिव बिहेवियर, एनी अबनॉर्मल बिहेवियर जो आपने पहले उस व्यक्ति में नोट नहीं किया हो, सडनली उसके बिहेवियर में कोई चेंज आ गया हो, दैट इज ऑल्सो रेड फ्लैग.
तो अगर लेकिन कोई कंटिन्यूसली फॉर एग्जांपल शॉर्ट टेम्पर्ड है, तो फिर
तो
उसकी
red
जगह पे
flag है
हमें
वो.
हेल्प चाहिए, उसको हेल्प चाहिए.
That means that person is not understanding. That also happens in mental health, that you don't even sometimes you are not aware that I need help. That's where the lack of awareness, stigma, all things they come up.
एंड एज अ रिजल्ट एवरीवन अराउंड यू स्टार्ट्स नीडिंग हेल्प. ये भी हो जाता है.
Definitely, yeah.
लास्ट क्वेश्चन मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूँगा बिफोर आई गेट इनटू योर पर्सनल लाइफ, और ये क्या है मैं डॉक्टर साहब को बता नहीं रहा हूँ, बट हाउ कैन वन मैनेज और डील विद स्ट्रेस? स्ट्रेस की तो बहुत बातें हो गई, अब मुझे हो गया, मैं कैसे डील करूँ?
Very important question. See, managing stress starts with recognizing and acknowledging stress. First of all, you should be aware that you have stress. How can you be aware? By remembering the signs and symptoms I told you. If you are experiencing those signs and symptoms, then you are having stress. Then comes to recognize stressors in your life. What is actually causing your stress? And then I tell you, often there is no one size fits all formula for stress management. What is working for me may not work for you.
True.
But then there are certain general guidelines and steps which are known to increase your capacity to deal with stress, make you more stress resilient.
Okay.
So what are those? First is prioritizing. What is prioritizing? I simply say it is prioritizing is simply what to do, why to do, when to do, anything in your life. So if you prioritize right things in your life,
Yeah.
you are making yourself stress resilient. If you set your priorities right in life, it's a great step towards reducing stress in your life.
Wonderful.
If you are planning your day, take a moment, think about, ask yourself these 3 simple questions: what to do today, why to do that, and when to do that. And then accordingly plan your day. Second important skill for dealing with stress is improving, cultivating, nurturing your problem solving skills, and that can be done with practice. Third, I cannot stress enough the importance of healthy lifestyle. Proper and good sleep, 6 to 8 hours of good sleep, proper nutritious food, then taking some exercise, doing some yoga, pranayama or meditation, then taking out some me time for yourself regularly to unwind, investing some time in nurturing your hobbies, investing and nurturing your relationships. That is a great resource when you are under stress, if you have good people to take care of you. So you should invest in that also, right? And then connecting to your spiritual side, and through that widening your perspective in life. I told you initially, perception matters a lot,
True.
right? If you place 10 people in the same situation, all will experience stress differently. Why? Because their perceptions are different.
Correct.
So if you change your perspective in life, a lot changes.
Absolutely.
And using these steps, you can deal with stress in your life.
वेल थैंक यू डॉक्टर मधुसूदन सिंह सोलंकी, बहुत अच्छा लगा आपसे बात करके. डॉक्टर अरविंद दास, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग अस फ्रॉम गुड़गांव. अच्छा लगता है आप यहाँ पर होते, पास ही में है, अगली बार मैं वहीं आ जाऊँगा. पर मुझे बहुत मज़ा आया भाई आज यहाँ पर आकर, और मैक्स हेल्थ केयर की दिल की बात आपको सुनाकर बहुत फील आई, बड़ा मज़ा आया. दिल के बारे में बहुत सारी चीज़ें जान गए. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर हैविंग अस हियर. मैं हूँ खुरापात्री दिन.